So today we're going to find out how to become a better musician by using an electric toothbrush. What? Believe it or not, I actually do this for a living. So if you play any musical instrument, you don't need me to tell you that getting better is hard. Here on the channel, I mostly focus on the piano, but that's true of any instrument, whether you play the guitar, the trumpet, the violin, the recorder, the drums, whether you're a singer or whatever. Actually making improvements is usually slow and frustrating. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you one really simple trick, one weird old trick, that's kind of a hack, yeah, that taps into the way that professional musicians practice and should help you to make much quicker progress. And it starts with one of these. So let's talk electric toothbrushes. Now these things are amazing for two reasons. The first reason obviously is the little spinny head thing at the top that digs in between your teeth and cleans out the bit of tuna sandwich left over from your lunch. But the second reason is that they manage your attention. Now, what do I mean by that and why is it important? If you talk to your dentist, he or she will probably tell you that the optimal amount of time to clean your teeth is 2 minutes. They usually say 2 minutes twice a day. Now, if you're using an old-fashioned toothbrush, that's kind of difficult. Yes, you can stand there with your phone or a watch or something in front of you, but if you're lazy like me, you're probably not going to do that. What you do instead is you stand there scrubbing away, trying to guess how long 2 minutes might be. And the problem is you get distracted. You start thinking about other stuff. It's like, oh, what did I put on the shopping list? Did I remember to put the bins out? Now this thing solves that problem in a really neat way because like most electric toothbrushes, it has a built-in timer. When you press the on switch, the timer starts, and after 2 minutes, you get 4 sharp little turns of the head inside your mouth, which tell you that the 2 minutes are up. Even better than that, you also get a little notification, a little sharp twist every 30 seconds. And that's handy because it helps you to clean your teeth evenly. If you think about it, there are 4 areas in there to clean: top and bottom, front and back. So every 30 seconds, you can switch between them. You get a little reminder to change where you're cleaning. So that completely solves the problem of having to use one of these and guess how long 2 minutes is. This tells you. But at the same time, it controls your attention because you have to pay attention. You have to watch out for the next 30-second reminder, think about where you're going to go next, and in general, it makes you focus all the way through. It manages your attention for you. Now, attention really matters, not just when you're cleaning your teeth, but also when you're learning things. The more closely you pay attention to something, the deeper and more lastingly you will learn it, whether it's a piece of information or a skill or whatever. Don't take my word for it. Here we have a copy of How We Learn by the celebrated neuroscientist Stanislas Dehaene, and at the bottom of page 149 and 150, he talks about the extraordinary amplification that occurs in the brain whenever we pay attention. So when we pay attention to something, we learn it more deeply. He goes on to talk about it for several pages, okay? The better the quality of attention you pay, the more deeply and more lastingly you will learn. So let's bring this back to music. Now in my experience, and there is actually research to back this up, one of the key differences between amateur and professional musicians is that amateurs don't pay attention as closely, they don't focus as intensely when they're practicing compared to professionals. When a professional musician practices, he or she really makes themselves sweat. They pay very close, focused attention to what they learn, and it's one of the secrets to their success. So if you can focus like a professional does during your practice, then that should make a big difference to your performance. We'll talk about how we can do that in a second. Before we do though, I just want to quickly mention my new book, How to Be a Better Musician. If you're enjoying this video, I think you're really going to like the book because it's full of science-backed advice on how to improve as a musician in lots of areas, as a performer, as a composer, an improviser, a singer. All of those things are covered. There are lots of exercises in it, so there's always something to do, and there's even a podcast accompanying it so you can hear me talking about the stuff in each chapter. Right now it's ebook only. I'm hoping to bring out a print edition in 2023. Watch this space for that. But you can find out more over at bettermusicianbook.com. That's bettermusicianbook.com. Okay, so let me tell you about that little hack that I mentioned at the start of the video. The next time you practice, try improving the quality of your attention by setting a timer. It can be on anything. It can be your watch, your phone. You can even use your electric toothbrush if you want to. But use that timer to put a little bit of pressure on yourself and thereby increase the quality of your attention. Now, before you rush off and do that, let me give you a couple of tips on how to implement that successfully. If you usually practice for, say, 20 minutes, don't set the timer for the full 20 minutes. Just start off with 2 minutes or 3 minutes, an absolute maximum of 4 minutes. If you go to 5 minutes, you'll probably find that you can't actually focus really hard for that long. And this is all about the intensity of the focus, the quality of the attention, rather than the brute amount of time that you're doing it, yeah? What I want you to do is pick one very small thing that you can work on in that 2 or 3 minutes. It might be a scale. It might be a simple blues lick, or it might just be a bar or two from a piece you're working on and that you're really struggling with. We actually talked about this technique of homing in on problems in the last tutorial, which I'll link in the description text below. It's what I call attacking the problem, and it's something else that professionals do. They don't spend ages practicing through things that they can play pretty well. Instead, they home in on the problem. And this kind of timer technique is ideal for that. So find 1 or 2 things that you're really struggling with and set the timer for 2 or 3 minutes and really go at it. Now, you might be saying to yourself, hang on Bill, I like to practice for more than 2 minutes a day. Fair enough, me too. Let's say that you practice for 20 minutes a day. What I suggest you do is do 2 of these 2-minute sessions in your 20-minute practice time. That should be plenty. Over time, as you get more used to it, you can try expanding it, going for 3 or 4-minute sections, but keep it tight to start with and really make it your priority to focus on the quality of the attention that you're giving to the task. Like I said, the timer will put that little bit of pressure on you and will help you to do that. So there you go. Let me know how you get on with this technique down in the comments. I'll be interested to hear how you get on, but I think if you try it for 2 or 3 weeks, you'll start to see really big progress.